It's a sad day because there's only one way this ends, and that is, of course, in complete disaster. But at this point, honestly, 100% deserved. CDPR has openly decided to fully embrace wokeness and everything that comes along with it. And they're completely ignoring fans. They don't care what the fans want. They don't care what the gamers want. If you speak out against them, in fact, you're gonna get banned. You're gonna get muted. They could not care less. And because of that, the outrage is absolutely monumental. People are angry beyond belief and not afraid to express themselves, which is a good thing. If you're unhappy with this, say it. And remember, vote with your wallet. Do not buy the next slop that CDPR throws at you, which is gonna be soon The Witcher 3 and then The Witcher 4 and probably some animation. In any case, wokeness has completely taken over, and a lot of people are extra angry because they did not expect this to happen. Now, people who are paying attention know that this has been at least 2 years in the super hyper making position. CDPR have been getting ready for this for a very, very, very long time. Uh, Tinfoil hat moment. My theory is all of this started when Cyberpunk 2077 came out because it was a disaster and CDPR got sued in 3 separate multi-million-dollar lawsuits, potentially into the literal hundreds of millions of US dollars, which they did not, by the way, have to pay off, even if they wanted to. And somehow, CDPR came out of this situation completely unharmed. These lawsuits just got settled and nothing happened. Literally, hundreds of millions to be paid out, which CDPR had none of that money at the time, just somehow managed to work itself out. Now, I obviously think this is the point where everyone's favorite entities like BlackRock, Vanguard, JP Morgan, or, basic Soros foundations came in and started giving them money. Because this is historically the point where CDPR started hiring activists. And it has just escalated from there onwards, obviously, kind of culminating in the fact that they're opening a location in America and Canada, in two of the most woke regions, by the way, possible, may I add, if you have forgotten that news. And it's been downward trending from that point. They have been hiring pretty much exclusively only activists. From the bottom to the top, their CEO talks about the ESG and all of the great things that provides. Again, all of that started literally happening after the release of Cyberpunk 2077, by the way. Again, but I'm just saying things. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Anyway, CDPR is gone from top to literally bottom. And it's very funny because I talked about this a month ago, that when you look into CDPR, what they are doing, they're hiding all of the woke. They were hiding it. All of their community managers deleted their woke posts, woke pictures, and all of that. They were still woke, don't get me wrong, but their publicly faced image was almost of a normal person, which is kind of wild. And that's what the whole of CDPR have been doing. And now they finally just let it all out. Oh yeah, they do not care. They do not care. And this is pretty insane. This is what CDPR had to say about the situation. This is what they announced. And I think this is honestly extremely telling. We're gonna read all of this, and then I'm gonna tell you how fucking insane and bad this is, because this perfectly encapsulates everything that I have been saying is wrong with CDPR, and it's their own goddamn words at this point. The worlds we create are shaped by the people behind them, bringing together individuals with different experiences, backgrounds, and perspectives helps us in our goal to create memorable stories that inspire gamers. That's why we're committed to building an environment where everyone can feel respected, supported, and able to contribute. We believe this responsibility extends beyond our teams and into the communities around us. Yeah, they're literally banning and muting and blocking people who literally say, I don't agree with this. They're being fully respectful, they're not saying anything extra. Just blocked. Just blocked. And well, probably if you told them your CDPR account, that would probably be banned, honestly, I would assume at this point, because it's bad. For several years, we're partnered with Campsia, blah, 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 campaign against homophobia to support grassroots LGBTQ across Poland. Yes, they're also pushing this shit into Poland because reasons. Remember the famous words of Europe has to change? We're also proud that CD Projekt Red was recently included in the 6th edition of the Diversity in Checklist organized by Forum blah blah blah, Responsible Business Forums, and as previous years, Red joined the Warsaw Pride Parade. How nice, how beautiful, obviously, said no one. And I think this is perfectly encapsulating why everything is so bad when you look at what's happening with The Witcher 4 and probably The Witcher 3 DLC. Let's be real. And the reason players are, by the way, super pissed is because CDPR is in a kind of unique situation. Because Bethesda has fallen, Ubisoft has fallen, Blizzard has fallen, BioWare has fallen, EA has fallen, every Rockstar has fallen. All of these companies have fallen, but they have been dead in our eyes for at least 5+ years at this point. Some 10 plus, honestly, and completely corrupted by wokeness and DEIs and blah 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 scores. And CDPR is in the unique position that when the expansion for Cyberpunk was made, they were still in a decent position as a company that actually does stuff. When the Edge Runners anime dropped, they were still in a decent position. Those things were not woke, okay? And when The Witcher 3 ended, it's still easily considered one of the best DLCs of any game of all time. It's pretty much always in a top 5 minimum. In a lot of situations, it's top 3 for people. People consider it a masterpiece to a degree. But that was the old CDPR. That was before they got sued and things got bad. And now all of this that comes after it is gonna be woke. It's gonna be woke and it's gonna be bad. And these words that they themselves say about the fact that they want to collect all these individuals from different places like Pokemon and then see is there gonna be knife crime or not? Probably is. And they want to empower all of them to tell their shitty fucking stories. That's how we got this. That's how honest. When I read this, I instantaneously start thinking about the Witcher 4 Unreal Engine 5 tech demo and what we saw. Because if you have seen my videos, my complaint about this is the fact that Ciri's not even a hero. She doesn't give a shit about the suffering of others to do the right thing, to do anything. She's like a poor fucking villain. And this explains it. Because when you have all these perspectives that want to do their own thing, represent whatever the hell, and there's no coherent vision, the only thing that these people can agree to is what the goal is gonna be, but nothing that happens in the middle. And this is why we got moments like this. This is one of my favorite moments in the Witcher 4 tech demo. Where Ciri talks to this guy who literally got people killed, his own people, presumably even his friends, for literally just a little bit of profit. He has no remorse towards it. Probably a Daniel Vavra reference, by the way. Oh boy. Anyway, he has no remorse towards it. He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't even honestly give a shit that she knows. And Ciri also completely does not care. Innocent people died because this guy's greedy. Who cares? I just want to hunt a griffin. And that's it. This is modern storytelling. This is how it is. This is how it works. It's just that bad. This explains it perfectly because when you want to represent everything and so on, you can't you can't do this because some people think that do sacrificing people for money good. Can't offend them. Can't do any of this. So this is how you get situations where City just is kind of a villain almost, like pathetic, really. And I mean, also it's CDPR, right? They would never lie to us or do anything. You know, they are known to try and bait people into believing falsehoods or whatnot. For example, like this video, right? It's literally called The Witcher 4 Unreal Engine 5 tech demo. Very beautiful. Now, granted, this is just an Unreal Engine 5 tech demo. It actually has nothing to do with The Witcher, but it's made to look like The Witcher. And this is also not playable. And surely CDPR would not be trying to uh, deceive you into believing that this is what The Witcher 4 is gonna look like, that this is the game that you're gonna play. Surely not. Even though for some reason the Unreal 5 tech demo is called The Witcher 4, which is not confusing at all. And remember, it's not playable. This thing is not playable, and that's pretty much it. It's just not playable. So when you have this moment when they the city is walking down the slope and they zoom in on some dude on the stage who has a controller in his hands and he's clearly looking like he's moving the character. That's just random. That's just an accident, okay? They're not trying to convince you of anything. This could have been anyone, honestly. They just felt like putting this. It is what it is. Don't think about it, okay? But in case if you did think that this is going to be The Witcher 4, then, it's not their fault because clearly they said that this is just a tech demo for the Unreal 5 engine and has nothing to do with The Witcher. Yes, this is literally, by the way, how bad the situation is, if you're wondering. This posts like this are plentiful currently. This is bullshit. I'm a huge fan of the company CDPR. Hypocrisy is showing. How can you be inclusive while banning gamers who like your company? I got blocked for simply pointing out that they locked their replies. Yes, this person got banned because CDPR is blocking replies en masse. The situation is not good. And people are pointing this out, and this is obviously adding even more fuel to the 100% deserved fire. Witcher 4 is fuck. They've just posted this today, banging the drum of DEI in 2026. This is blah blah blah. It's bad. It is bad, and this is going to lead to an unprecedented disaster. Like we're talking about complete collapse, maybe even because you need to understand. There's the Witcher 4 3 DLC that's gonna come out where Ciri's gonna girl boss the shit out of existence, which is gonna be great. Then there's gonna be another anime thing, and not really anything for Cyberpunk planned currently. But then there's gonna be The Witcher. They have a lot of things that are coming relatively soon-ish, DM, I guess. And all of them are gonna be woke disaster. Yeah. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be good. And again, there's just more examples of this, by the way, happening. This is one of their CEOs deep dive. This is from a long time ago, but this again, it's still relevant, even though this is like a couple of years old. And again, yes, this has been happening for literally years. CDPR have literally gotten a Vogue award. I'm not kidding, by the way, if you did not know this. It's been a while since I remind people of this, but CDPR literally got an award for wokeness. A pretty big one, also. It's hilarious. It's insane. And if you think all of that is also, by the way, a little bit too much, remember that currently GTA 6 is suffering its worst disaster just because of a rainbow pin. And when I say just because, I don't mean it's not a big deal. This is pure evilness. And one of the obviously funniest things about all of this is the fact that like they are fully into this wokeness, but yet still look at this: CDPR red flag, CDPR Japan, double flag actually, a CDPR Russia Nothing. CDPR Czech Republic, I would assume this is. I don't know, CS, whatever. Nothing. CDPR, everyone's favorite Middle East. Definitely not getting a rainbow flag there unless you want to be banned. And yeah, it's funny because they fully embrace wokeness. But again, as always, these things are just for us. American Europe, primarily, and Japan, because you're also too white, obviously. And, well, this is just the life that we are living. It is not good, and situation's getting worse because people are not happy with this. This is a massive wake up call, by the way, for a lot of people who thought that CDPR is still okay. Because it's not going to get better. In fact, it's probably going to get a lot worse. How they literally banned all of their replies, except a couple of very specific accounts that are obviously, in that position to shill and whatnot. It is it's just very telling. It's just very telling in a lot of cases. This is probably going to be hidden in the replies also. In any case, that's pretty much it. It's pretty over for The Witcher, but we all honestly knew it already to a degree at least. Anyway, have a nice day. Bye.